Hi, I'm Dean Vera. In this video, I'll talk about my comments on the Doble Plaka Law. Let's ride! The Doble Plaka Law. Many issues and complaints are coming out because of this law, which was effective 2019. Only recently in May 2020 did the LTO issue out its rules and regulations, but it took them a year to do it. Laws when passed by the legislature and signed by the president have initial presumption of regularity and constitutionality. But under the system of checks and balances, the judiciary is in charge of checking both the acts of the legislature or Congress and the executive department or the office of the president. Republic Act 11235 starts out with a scary title. An act preventing and penalizing the use of motorcycles in the commission of crimes by requiring bigger and readable color-coded number plates and identification marks. Hence the moniker or nickname, the Doble Plaka Law. I won't go into the details of the issues of registration and change of ownership. That's actually a good part of the law. Keeping a database of motorcycle ownership does help in reducing crime as far as theft of motorcycles. How so? Well, under the anti-fencing law, it is a crime to buy a stolen motorcycle, even if you are an innocent buyer. As a potential buyer of motorcycles, we can simply check the status of a motorcycle with a simple text to the LTO. The reason for any law is always the policy behind it. Under Section 2 of the Doble Plaka Law, they made a connection between the protection of life, property, and the general welfare for the blessings of democracy with bigger license plates on motorcycles? The attention is noble, but the link is not. When a student takes constitutional law for the first time, he is taught the principle, the means justify the end. Most of you hear the opposite, the end justifies the means. The more famous one that you know is a dangerous one because it allows for unethical or immoral methods to accomplish a goal. Law should not be that way, it should be the other way around. The Doble Plaka Law is a bit vague, in my opinion, because it allows for some discretion on the part of the LTO to make laws insofar as the regulation of license plates, meaning the LTO can make criminal the use of the wrong size of number plates. The Doble Plaka Law says this: the LTO shall issue readable number plate for every motorcycle. The LTO shall, in the implementing rules and regulations of this act, determine the font, style, and the size of the bigger and readable color-coded number plates, provided that the plate can be readable from a distance of 15 meters, about 45 feet from the motorcycle. In my opinion, this part of the law is vague because it does not determine the size or even the dimensions. All it states that the plate must be visible from 15 meters. As I said, giving discretion to the LTO, which is part of the executive branch of the government, it allowed the LTO to make a law. I will explain. Only the legislator can make an act criminal. When a law makes an act criminal or illegal, it has to be specific, such as speed limits, taxation amounts, weight, even days out of work for physical injuries. What is the standard of measurement of the Doble Plaka Law? All it says is readable at 15 meters. How? In stationary or in motion? By normal sight or by binoculars? By a regular adult who wears glasses or by a senior who with 20/20 vision? The LTO did issue implementing rules and regulations with the measurements of the license plates, but take note it took them more than a year to issue, which means they had a lot of time to make good research. Also, there is a flaw in the policy of crime prevention with regards to license plates. There is a belief that crimes will be lessened because criminals will not use motorcycles that can easily be identified. In my opinion, this is where the link between the policy and the law should be fixed. First, crimes are not only committed with motorcycles. Crimes are also committed with the aid and use of automobiles and bicycles. Yes, bicycles. The LTO does not have jurisdiction on bicycles. And what about those electronic scooters? They are just as fast as the slow motorcycles. Secondly, the LTO allows cars with commemorative plates. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. those lawyer plates or some anniversary of a thing, cars are allowed to use those plates without any registration issues. Lastly, when you buy a new car, there is no license plate. They monitor new cars with conduction stickers, which we all know is not visible from 15 meters. Of course, car dealers put their own special plate, probably made of plastic, and it shows where you bought it from. Do you think those are regulated? Or worse, using the wrong one will make you a criminal? In my opinion, there really should be license plates for motorcycles. They should be adjusted to fit the size, at least for the front of the bike. Just like they do in India, which has over 37 million motorcycles roaming around the country. Just take a look at how they did their license plates. See? It can fit the motorcycle. I hope the government through the LTO can work with motorcycle owners and manufacturers to come up with the optimal dimensions for those license plates. Since the measurements are determined by implementing rules and regulations, the LTO can always issue new ones. Let's make the Doble Plaka Law work for everyone. I thank you for your time. If you can, I would appreciate a like to the video and for you to subscribe. It really helps out a lot. Thanks. This is Dean Vera saying, it's not what you know, it's what they don't know.